Today is a day for a challenge. I was originally gonna make a video about Stygian Onslaught, but it not open. So, with my brilliant mind, I came up with a new idea. I bought this wheel like 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago. We've only used it a couple of times. I want to make more use of it. So we're going to use this for our challenge today to randomize our characters, as we will be using 24 different characters, 6 different teams to collectively clear Abyss. And those characters will be partially randomized and drafted into teams. But before I explain our challenge in more detail for today, I need to tell you guys a little bit about a website I've been using for all of my top-up needs. I'm of course talking about Lootbar. Lootbar has been my go-to website lately when it comes to topping up. It's super simple too. All we're going to do is select the game we're looking to top up for. You could save up to 25% off here. There are also special deals running for 6.1. As you can see here, this $100 top-up bonus is actually only $75.90 right now, which is nearly $25 off, which is absolutely massive. New customers will get an additional 10% off coupon on their first purchase as well, so be sure to take advantage of that. Lootbar also has the same routing as in-game, so if you still have your top-up bonuses, you will get them when you purchase on-site. If you are looking to save money on all your top-up needs for Nefer or beautiful Furina, and be sure to use my link in the pinned comment and description to save up to 25% off today. Alright, so how this challenge is going to work. For each chamber and each half of each chamber, we will need a team of 4 characters. I have a wheel with 12 spots on it, so 7 elements in all 5 weapon types. We will spin the wheel for each character in each team. We will draft them one at a time. And we cannot pick the same characters twice, and we'll have to try and draft teams to beat each chamber with until we beat the entire Abyss with 24 different characters. Now, I would like to preface just right off the bat that, I like to spend money on this game in all gacha games, and so because of that, some of my characters may have some constellations unlocked, so just keep that in mind. And I'd really like to emphasize that this is for your entertainment more so than it is to be really challenging or anything of that sort. I'm just here for your viewing pleasure. And that's really what matters to me, is if you are entertained. Playing 6 different characters here is going to be interesting because this is so shilled towards lunar characters. We're going to have to make some stuff work, especially because we need to save a Dendro character for the 3rd chamber, first half, because of that crab. But whatever the case, we'll have to keep that in mind when we are making these teams. I'm going to try to position this so it's easy to see, but you might just have to take my word on some of these. Anyways, we're going to pick our first character here. Oh wow, that did not spin very hard. Let's try that again. Lands on Claymore. I'm sorry, my handwriting is not great. So we need to pick a Claymore character here first. I don't know if I mentioned it, but these are going to be drafted one at a time. So I'm going to pick a character here, and then whatever, we pick after, it's going to be based on what we pick here. Let's see what we're up against. So this floor, I feel like, this chamber, I should say. This half of the chamber. Wow, that's a lot to say. You know what I mean. We're going to really not be too specific with what we need here. I feel like most things are fine. I'm going to lean more towards my Navia than Mavuika for 2 reasons. Number 1, my Navia is far more invested than my Mavuika. And number 2, I don't like Mavuika. So, easy choice for me. We're picking Navia first. And with that, we will spin again. Oh god, what is that on? It's on this dark one. That is a pole arm, if you can't read it, which you can't because it's black marker on a dark blue tile. Sorry about that. Anyways, pick a polearm character here to go with our Navia. We actually have quite a few choices here. I actually think I'm going to go with Xiangling. Xiangling does great off-field damage. She has elemental application so that when Navia's Geo is hitting the enemies, we're getting crystallized shards. Granted, we will be anyways against this mob, but he's only one of the 3 waves I think there are. So just having more of that, not to mention she'll be vaping against that mob as well. I think Xiangling is a good pick here. Zhongli was also a good choice, and something like Raiden also could have been pretty good, but I'm pretty happy with picking Xiangling here. I feel like we've got a decent team so far. Whoa. Pick number 3 next. That didn't spin very hard, but we'll go with it anyways. It's a polearm again. Well, we are already on this tab, so that works out. All right. Well, I guess my justification before we can just apply here as well. I'm going to pick Zhongli, though, over Raiden. Just for the res shred, you know, another Geo character is nice. More shards that way. And having a shield, you know, I'm not going to argue with that either. I think he's a strong pickup. Raiden is also a good choice here, but going with Zhongli. Just what I'm feeling. Ask me for a method to the madness. I don't have one. But I do like the res shred quite a bit. Please don't tell me it's a polearm again. Guys, is this wheel rigged? What? Well, surprise, surprise. We're picking Raiden here because what? That was interesting. I'm really hoping we don't roll. I just hit my mic so hard. I'm really hoping we don't roll any more polearms because we're running out of them very quickly. This is for our second half team. Dendro. I can work with that. It is the first half that is more catered to Bloom, but it's okay. We are against... Ooh. Ooh. I do not like that. That is a tough fight. And... Wow. We really want to save these Dendro characters for the crab, if possible. So, I am going to pick Kirara here, because she is a strong shielder, she can sustain my team, and it leaves me open to building this team into something else that we may roll. I don't know why I didn't select her, I literally clicked this. And that is just, I feel like that's the direction I want to go with this, rather than, yeah, wasting any of these really strong picks early. I think Kirara is the way to go. We'll pray that we get something to pair nicely with her, and if we don't, it's fine, because at least we have a shield. Is that Cryo? That is Cryo. I just hit my mic again. Having this giant awkward wheel really makes me prone to hitting things, I guess. A Cryo character here is interesting to try and pick because no matter what, if we are going for some sort of Escoffier setup with like a Skirk or Shenhe, we're not going to max out her buff. And the buff is, you know, it gets really strong when you hit 4 Hydro Cryo characters, and we're already missing that. And the chances of us also rolling 4 of those is extremely low. But also, something to keep in mind is we don't really have many great choices here because we're either picking a Cryo DPS in Ayaka or Skirk, we're picking a second shield in Diona or Citlali, which absolutely is not going to be the choice, or we are picking a strong Cryo support like Escoffier or Shenhe. And then there's Ganyu too, but I mean, I'm not going to use her, sorry. This is not great, I'm not going to lie. This is looking like almost unclearable. I am going to do something very ambitious, and I am going to pick Skirk here because she's an extremely strong DPS. We will potentially tank the Escoffier buff drop in hopes that we still get another Hydro and Cryo character slotted in with her, if we can get her. That's what I'm going to go with. I think that might be my best choice. Maybe Ayaka could have been the move, I'm not sure, but I don't think double shield was the move, and I feel like picking one of these supports without knowing what our DPS could be could also be pretty detrimental. Escoffier might have still been the move, but we're going to try our luck. It's hard to say before you spin. What was that? Sword, wait. Guys, if I had picked Escoffier, I could have picked Skirk to... Oh my god. Well, that is unfortunate, but it actually does leave us with a window here because my favorite character in the game is a sword character, and she also pairs very nicely with Skirk. I am, of course, talking about my wife, Furina, and no better place to use her, I'd say. Let's save this team, put her in here, it'll do great. But man, imagine if I had just picked Escoffier there. I was worried I'd roll sword, I'm not gonna lie, but it worked out because we get Furina. Our last slot is a polearm. Wait, holy crap. This actually works out fine. I mean, you know, we're losing out on quite a bit of the buff because of Kirara, but screw it, we'll make it work. This is, honestly, I'll take it. What the heck? All right, we've drafted our first chamber teams. So our first 8 characters are in play. We cannot duplicate these characters, so I'm actually gonna screenshot the screen just so I remember. I'm actually feeling pretty good about our chances here. Imagine that. We'll take the NA charge attack damage. I Should have started with Navia burst. I honestly was not thinking with my head. So I'm going to use this to get some shards going while we can. And then in a second here, we'll switch to her. In fact, I'm going to kill this first before we even switch to her for her first skill. And then we'll double skill this to kill it. Enough energy for our Xiangling ult again. Boom. This again, just because we can. A little bit of downtime. Switch back to Navia for her skill. This thing's almost dead. Not going to bother wasting any more of our important ults here. There we go. For those wondering, my Navia's on Golden Troop. That's why I keep switching off-field and back onto her, so that she can get the max buff. Also, wow, this team looks so cursed on the sidebar, but we are going to make this work because that's what the challenge told us to do. I missed the shield. It's fine, we'll play. I don't know why I thought her shield worked like Diana's. I'm like trolling wholly. I got this damage. See, he has a lot less health than I thought he did. Wow. I was expecting this to actually be like a pretty tough. But wow, we just cleared that instantly. Okay, sure. Well, the wheel portions are going to be a lot longer than the gameplay in this video, I guess, because good lord, that was easy. Okay. Well, we have used those characters. We cannot use them again. And now we're going to be building teams for Chamber 2, which has the Battle-Hardened Primordial Bathysmal Bishop and Wilderness Hunter. One of those names was a lot easier to say than the other. How do you guys feel about Nefer, by the way? I think she's so much fun. And hot. But anyways, we're going to roll our wheel 8 more times. Starting off with a Cryo character. That is unfortunate. We just used 2 very good ones. But this is another situation where we could just slot in like a shielder here, like our Citlali, and then build a team around that rather than using something extremely high value right away. So I'm going to do that because Citlali's a great character. You know, having a shield is nice. Easy to get that out of the way first, and then we can move on to our other characters. Try to go and build something else here that makes more sense. What does that say? Claymore? No, Catalyst. Need to get my eyes checked. Okay, we definitely have a lot of options here. That much is for certain. I could just go with Neuvillette. I think that actually would not be too bad. I'm not a huge fan of Varesa here, just because there's not really a great synergy between these two. I'm a Mizuki enjoyer. Genuinely, I would use Mizuki here and actually have fun with it. I am going to go with Neuvillette here. I think it's a safe choice. He's a strong character. He can be paired with a lot of things and still do well. I feel pretty good about that, honestly. And it saves these strong Dendro characters, which I probably wouldn't use with Citlali anyways, for the 3rd chamber if we can roll them. Could have also gone with a general pick like Sucrose, but it is what it is. I'm not upset with my choice. At least not yet. That says Claymore. Believe it or not, with my terrible handwriting, I'm sorry. Normally when I do these wheel spins, I have someone else write them for me, but they are not here. With Claymore, we get the Mavuika now, which honestly might just be the move, because I don't see another option here. Genuinely. What a weird team this is going to be, though. Like, holy crap. I should also say now, I am terrible at Mavuika. I never play her. The only time I ever play her is for off-field fire application. I never play her on-field DPS. And honestly, I probably won't be doing a lot of that here either. Sorry, Mavuika. I'm a hater, guys. What can I say? Last wheel spin for this team. There's 4 more after this. Geo. Wow. That actually leaves us with a pretty strong option here in Xilonen. I'm just going to take that now. I don't even need to look at the other characters. I think that is our best bet. Yeah, we'll make this work. This team is weird, but it's not too bad. Honestly, I wish I had taken Mualani here instead of Neuvillette. That would have been a pretty solid team. But I know it's going to roll this way, so it is what it is. We're going to move on to our second team, though. We are up against the... Oh, I was picking for the Bishop this whole time. Wait, he's probably super Hydra resistant, isn't he? Well, I'm glad I guess I'm glad I got these other characters then. I thought it was flipped around. I thought I was picking for this guy. Well, we're gonna have to live with that decision. Now we are rolling for that dude. There's two of him. Electro. Yellow, because there's not a purple spot on my wheel. The second half does shill Lunar Charge. I could go... I did not mean to press that. This guy really wants Lunar Charge to break his shield. I really want to save Ineffa and potentially Flynn's for that fight. It's literally just for that reason. Like, this half is the one where we want to get our shield characters. I think my best choice here, and a pretty safe one too, is Varesa. Because A, she's a great DPS. But more importantly, she is pretty flexible with teammates that she can work with. And I think that building a team for her will not be too terribly difficult. Like, she has pretty solid options. Like, if we could get Chevreuse, if we could get Iansan, the other characters that I'm just not thinking of because I'm stupid, we'll make it work. I'm not too worried. Pyro, boom. Speak of the devil. There she is. Actually, doesn't the whole team have to be... Wait, I'm pretty sure the whole team has to be Pyro and Electro. It's the Res Shred that is Pyro, Electro only. That actually makes me not want to take her here because we don't know what else we're going to get yet. Like, it's a Pyro pick, I could take Bennett here, and I feel like that's much safer, and that's guaranteed damage buffs with Chevreuse. Like, we might not get all of her benefits, so... I'm going to take Bennett for now, and then if we can come back and take Chevreuse later, we'll do it. But I think it's better to play it safe while we can, because you never know what the wheel's going to give you. We could get like a Dendro character here. Or Polearm. Well, she is Polearm, but do you know who else is a Polearm? Iansan. And I feel like that is just a much better choice, because we don't know what the last one's going to be. So if I took Chevreuse here and we get Cryo next, guess what? The whole thing is up in Kaplooey. But with Iansan, it's guaranteed buffs again. Funny how that works. And finally, we get a Catalyst. So it will not be our Chevreuse, but that is okay. What do I want for a Catalyst character here, though? I'm not limited to Overload. So I can actually pick something that I want here. This might sound a little crazy, but I kind of want to take my Miko here. Like, just solid off-field damage. My Miko is actually pretty good. I've invested money into her because I like Miko. I feel like most people do. Sorry, correction. I feel like most people like me do. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I like my Miko. I want to use her. I haven't used her in a long time either, so I'm pretty happy with the idea of even being able to use her here. So we're going to do that. Screw it. I'm also now realizing I have to clear the first chamber with these teams too before I can even do the second chamber. Okay, well, it'll take me a sec, but we'll get there to do this next part of the challenge. Okay, we did it. Now, it is time for the actual challenge. We got normal and charge attack again. That's really good for Neuvillette. But I think this boss is resistant to Hydro. So, probably not going to be doing a lot of damage here, which means that my crappy Mavuika skills are going to be at the forefront. I literally never play her. I know that the ideal way to play her is to charge attack, cancel, do a dash kind of thing. At least that's what it looks like in the clips I've seen of her, but genuinely, I've never tried it myself. So I might try it in this video. I might make a fool of myself, but I might just cold left click and spin too. You never know. I'm an anomaly. I think I'm going to try to start by using Neuvillette. Just hope that this actually does damage. I mean, it's not bad. Yeah, it's actually not bad. I mean, I should have used Mavuika's skill, but I just kind of wanted to test and see if this even did anything. And I mean, it sort of does. Oh, there's a Hydro shield. Well, that is inconvenient. Oh, and it drains HP. Shoot. Well, that is inconvenient. I will need to find a way around that. Actually, might be the move to save Citlali's burst. I think that energy loss is unfortunate because it's hard to dodge like this. Yeah, okay. And you lose energy in the circle too. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna hold Citlali's burst for that. And we'll try to make do. And maybe we can normal attack it with her from outside of the circle. That's the plan right now. My fault for picking the Hydro character here. Ooh, I dodged it that time. Okay, should be getting the shield here. Yep, there it is. Forgot her charge attack is not a normal charge attack. I mean, we're making some progress here. Really slow progress, albeit. Did not mean to do that. Okay, there we go. Whew. Horrible way to do that. Oh my god, I got it back again. That's so fast. Okay, I'm gonna be wasting so much time on this floor. I need to hope that my second half is fast. It's so close, dude. Just give it to me. Thank you. Somehow we only took a minute and a half to do that. I don't know how. Like, that is... I felt like that was like 3 minutes. What a horrible team I just did that with. Like, the team itself actually didn't feel bad. It's just the mob I was against that was like, whoa, good lord. Okay, well, we did clear that. But obviously if we fail here, we're gonna have to redo that, which sucks. But we'll see what happens. I have like no energy on Bennett. That's the problem with doing the other floor first. I also should have done Miko before I did my buffs. But thinking is not my strong suit, apparently. I still think it's fine. This is past our buff point, which actually is really bad because he's now in this phase and he's going to get all of his health back. I picked like the worst opportunity to reapply my... yeah. Don't have enough energy here. Just give me the buff. Thank you. This is looking like a ginormous redo. So many mistakes. The Miko setup does take quite a while, which I think is part of the problem. We aren't going to do this in time, but I want to see how close we get to see how much of a difference it makes. I also think I definitely could have played the first half. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is really doable. I played the first half kind of poorly because I think I could have utilized Citlali's AoE around her to break that shield faster. And I also feel like the second half I just made way too many mistakes. So this is definitely doable. Holy, okay, wait, I think we're good now. Using Mavuika, guys, that's how you beat it, I guess. Bad for pitching particles there, but I didn't want to waste the Iansan burst because I timed things wrong, but it's what it is. Also, we missed our first plunge. But we have so much extra time this time that I think it's fine. Like, genuinely. Oh my god. Some freaking damage. Keep doing that in the wrong order. I don't know why I keep going Iansan first. Switch, skip Bennett normal because we have it. This should fill this. Thank god that didn't switch to Bennett first before that happened. Need to be careful with when I bring this down. So keep forgetting. Wow, we are really off on our timing here. I should still be fine, but good lord, what a sloppy run to end this. I also just double skilled there. Like, holy. Also getting smacked around like a... Not gonna say that. This should finish it. I almost thought that plunge was gonna miss. Wow, guys, I am at a loss for words. Well, I'm sorry to make you watch that, because good lord, I just can't play the game properly, I guess. But we did beat it. So that's 2 out of 3 chambers done. We have 1 left. We have used 16 characters so far. So we will see what we have next to use. That one was a lot more challenging than the first. And this one will potentially be really challenging too, because this 3rd chamber is so shielded to these 2 archetypes, which is why I saved these characters for the end. If there's any chance I can get Lunar Bloom or Lunar Charge at either of these sides, I'm taking it. I think my light's almost dead, so we'll have to try to not take as long on this chamber. Okay. 8 more characters. Here we come. The first one is a Claymore. So here's the thing. This first half is Lunar Bloom focused. I know as a Claymore user, I would not prefer to have her on this team, if I'm being honest. I would prefer to have Nefer and Lauma, not combining their names. But I have used Mavuika, I have used my Navia, which doesn't really leave us with a lot of other options. I would much prefer to have Aino on the second half, but we may not have that luxury. So I am actually going to take her here in this first half, just because I'm not sure what else we'll get. I feel like it's the safest choice. It sucks to have to use her on the Bloom half rather than the Lunar Charge half, but gotta take what we can get. So going with that. Second pick will be Electro. Of course, that would be ideal if we were picking for the second half right now, but we are not. So we have a choice to make. I guess the move at this point would be to try and Hyper Bloom this. We've already used Raiden, so we cannot use her again. We've already used Miko. So the choice would probably be to use Fischl here. And then we try to get like a Nahida. Yeah, I think that's the move. I think we're going Fischl. Man, this is not looking great so far. Save me with that Dendro or Catalyst roll, please. Holy, we actually did it. So I think it's easier to break the aura, the seeds, with Lama's aura. That's what I'm trying to say. Words are hard. So we're going to pick Lauma here instead of Nefer. If we can get Nefer as our next pick, that would be great. But I can be happy with this at least. I think this is doable. Let's see what our last character is. Hopefully we roll Dendro or Catalyst again. Oh my god. We actually did it. What the heck? Why are these going so well? I feel like I never roll this well when I do anything. This is nuts. Okay, well, aside from the official pick, this is actually a really, really strong first team. This is ideal. And now, honestly, if we get Ineffa, I feel like the second half will be clearable no matter what. I can probably just pair anything else with it. I mean, we'll need Hydro too, obviously. But yeah, Flynn's boot obviously good. Did I already use my Furina, so we need a different Hydro option. Maybe like Yelan, Singcho. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Starting off with a Catalyst. This one leaves me with a choice to make. We've already used both of our Electro Catalysts in Miko and Varesa. We could take the Sucrose here, which is really ambitious. I don't like that as much as doing something safe like picking Kokomi, who has solid Hydro application, and then whatever our Electro character is, hopefully Ineffa or Flynn's, can do more than, you know, whatever Mona could provide or whatever other Hydro character we may or may not get. I don't know. I feel like this is a safe pick. I like safe picks, especially off the start, because it leaves me room to pick other characters that may benefit us, especially if the rolls don't go well, because they have been going suspiciously well. And you never know when they might stop, like when we roll Geo. But you know what? Geo actually isn't that bad, because, guys, I have a secret. That's not so much of a secret if you've watched this channel for any amount of time. While yes, Furina is my favorite character in the game, and I pride myself in playing Furina and maining Furina, so to speak. If I had a character that I main DPS'd it would be Chiori. I've invested so much into her. And so we will pick her here. Pray that we can get an electro character to break the shield with, and then we will just do all of our damage with her. We are still praying to get Ineffa. If we can get pole armor electro on either of these two rolls, we are chilling super hard. That's right in line. It's on that blue one, which is Hydro. And Hydro is fine. I mean, that's actually pretty good. We will probably take Yelan here. Like, before I even look at these. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to take Yelan here. And then we will go for an electro character with whatever our last one is. We really need to pray we roll electro or a weapon type, because if I get a weapon type, there's flexibility. I can really pick almost anything in the electro category. But if we roll an element here, we are like literally screwed. I don't know how I'm going to break this shield without an electro character. So Wheel, please be nice to me and give me an electro character here that I can use to clear this floor, preferably a pole arm. It's pole arm and it's right next to the electro slot. I think these are the best rolls that I've ever had in any challenge ever. Like straight up. It's actually kind of ridiculous. I promise I'm not rigging it. Like it's just, I think we just got really lucky today. Well, these teams kind of rock, and we are going to just fly through this abyss real quick, get to the third chamber, and use our last set of characters to finish this out. All right, it is time for us to do the last chamber of this abyss. Starting with my Nefer team. Very excited. Should be able to just kind of walk around here, and these should all just go up. Yep. Did we miss one? Wait, what? Oh, we lost our Hydra application. Well, shoot. Okay, there we go. Not even using Fischl, apparently. We don't need her, it's fine. Boom. Just like that. That is insane. Okay, well, let's do this one now. I think I'll start with Yelan so we can... There we go. I want to get the energy catch. I'd like to point out that my Chiori usually has a geo-focused team, so she usually does a lot more than this. But this is still fine. We're getting carried by Yelan and Ineffa's damage right now, though. Yeah, good challenge. Yeah, we kind of got insane luck with the wheel there in the end. I really saved some strong characters for last, especially the shield ones, and it definitely paid off. So there it is. We drafted our teams. We drafted 24 different characters to beat Abyss. Obviously, my account is very wheeled out, but like I said before, this is for your entertainment. Longtime viewers know, if you come to the channel, you're going to see some whale content. That's just how it is. But with that, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate any views at all on stuff like this. You know, I started doing challenges on this channel for fun, and it's just kind of become like my thing here. You know, some of them have gotten really popular, and I'm really grateful for that. Having a platform to share stuff like this is really nice. So I'm looking forward to making more in the future. I don't really have a plan for videos next week. Genuinely, I thought Cyrene was next week, but I just had my times off. So like there's a 1 week gap in my schedule right now, and I need to figure out what to fill it with. But whatever the case, this is me announcing that I will be trying my hardest to E6 Cyrene. The reason I say trying my hardest is because E6s are expensive, guys, and it's not always easy to be able to afford the things that you want. But I will try very hard to provide that content for you all, because I know it's been requested heavily, and I want to be able to showcase the full E6 Remembrance team. But just know that if it isn't possible, that it's not me holding anything against the character or anything, or trying to take content away from you guys. I just, you know, sometimes things can be a little tough, but whatever the case, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please join the Discord, and I will see you whenever the next video is, because I need to figure out what the heck I'm going to do. Take care.